Well, I was just in the process of changing over all the wireless connections on the laptops and devices and access points and disabling access points for wireless because I'm so attuned to what frequencies can do. There's so much that frequencies can actually help aid in healing. It's like a small influence. It doesn't make it like a miracle right away, but there's a small influence. Frequencies can actually help heal the body. And one that's kind of well known, at least even in scientific circles, not only in medical circles, is the Schumann earth resonance. The Schumann earth resonance goes through the body. It can help heal the body. Now, I know there's been a lot of controversy about cell phones and wireless, even the wireless like on your laptop. And so I decided to disable the wireless, and I went to like regular standard Ethernet cable like this. And I noticed the internet even works faster now, even though supposedly it shouldn't, but it does. I ordered another phone too. Actually, I use these are ancient basically, but I bought these when this was like the top of the line back in, I don't know, 2008. And with all but I actually have two of them. I keep the old beat up one. I have another one that's like brand new, and I have all the accessories for it. But this wasn't too bad. This old Trio wasn't too bad actually, even on radiation. But I decided to get an HTC Evo 4G, which is not a bad smartphone. It's I don't really need every single bells and whistles. The only thing I need actually is tethering, and it tethers no problem, and it's got a few other features I like, and it actually has a good camera on it, 8 megapixel and 720 high definition. Some of the phones had 1080, but there were a lot more money, and I says, it's not really that super critical. I usually don't take video of my phone, but I decided to get it because the advantage of it's actually one of the lowest rated ones for radiation for a cell phone. That's the HTC 4G Evo 4G. Evo 4G. That's a pretty decent phone, but it's one of the lowest for radiation. Also, just like I said, I just took all the laptops and they're all using Ethernet cable, no more wireless. I don't move them around too much anyway, and I disabled it. But since you really can't find too much information if it's harmful or not, I suspect it is. I suspect it is because it's like there's too much of a market out there. There's too many devices out there they're selling that, it's like they lose so much money. Could you imagine if they went out and says, yeah, this is going to cause brain cancer after 20 years. You're likely, say this turned out to be like a cell phone I'm making something up here, but it may not be made, it might turn out to be true, but because there is a major suspicion. But suppose it turned out so many years from now that, if you were exposed to an hour usage of cell phone usage, that it raised your probability of by 20% that you would get brain cancer or a brain tumor. Well, they'd lose all their sales, wouldn't they, over stuff like that? They really would. I know there's things you can put in these phones. I put in the shields. I also put the shields in them. There's like a little thing you can put on the back, and you can actually, it can actually work as a shield. But the thing is, nobody really knows the absolute facts, but there's a major, major, major financial incentive not to bring out any facts that could lose sales on wireless components, like whether it's cell phones or laptops or, tablets or whatever have you, that nobody wants to lose those sales. I suspect it actually is harmful. It's not like something that's going to cause death right away, obviously, but there is an influence because you can see the influence from the other side where frequencies can heal. But also different types of frequencies and radiation can actually harm too. And basically what I would think, I suspect really how the harm is, it probably raises the free radicals in the body, which contribute to two things, like basically cancer and aging. So like the less free radicals in the body you have, the healthier you are. That's stable, having all stable atoms and stuff like that. So I went ahead, I decided to, I had the old model phone. Actually, this was like a kick-ass phone when it first came out. This was like the most expensive phone you could buy back then when it first came out. and I got a lot of different software applications on it, so it's pretty handy. That's why I kept it. And I know actually how to use the damn thing. But I got something else coming in due to concerns over like radiation. It was rated one of the lowest radiation phones, and you can still tether to it, and it still can use the 4G network, that's some powerful stuff, in a cell phone. And it's got some pretty capabilities, and it's still a good price, so I got one of that coming. Then I took the laptops, and they're no longer wireless. I'm using wires now, so I think that might be an idea. Some people are concerned about health. We really have no proof that wireless communications between laptops and access points, and we really have no proof that it does harm. So you almost got to apply a little common sense to these type of things, though, too. I suspect it does do harm after a period of time. It's emitting something that's not good for the body, I would assume. So I just went ahead and I got everything wired now. So I just want to point this out as a recommendation, because a lot of people are looking for health concerns. But actually, the other thing is too, once you wire the laptop with this, it is a faster connection. It is a faster connection because you're using a gigabyte. If you're transferring files, or using a gigabyte Ethernet card. I don't think even wireless has that yet. So that's pretty powerful stuff. At least if it does exist, most of it doesn't. I don't have it yet, and I've noticed it should be a lot quicker. But I think people should not. When this stuff first came out with wireless, I was the first kid on the block practically to have it. Nobody. I was using it. I don't know what year that was, but I was using it at home before they even had it in the corporations and stuff like that. I was pretty much the first kid on the block to have Windows 2000, also Windows 2000 Server, 2003 pre-editions that came out. So I'm somebody that actually gets into the tech sometimes quite a bit. But I realize there's actually a lot of harm in some of this type of stuff. It's nice to have the information. It's very convenient to have the information, but at the other side of the coin is, you don't want to be harming your health due to having wireless capabilities. So, I changed my cell phone to one that's lower. It's one of the lowest rated, for its emitting radiation. One of the safest ones out there. That's an HTC Evo 4G, and that's according to my research. And I also took all the wireless capabilities off all the laptops, and they're now all hardwired like old school. So it's like when this stuff first came out, I had to be the first one on the block. And actually, when that first came out, I was like amazed. How did that go through the air like that? That is so wild. Anyway, no big deal. And now that the technology's gotten so ho-hum, I don't mind taking it and going back to old school and being safe with wires.